Hello and welcome to Stenbeck's Classical Comics Review. Today we're going to be looking at Frankenstein Underground #1 from Dark Horse Comics, written by Mignola with art by Stenbeck and colours by Dave Stewart. Now, for those of you who know, who maybe don't know, Frankenstein, as you may have seen from the top of that page, comes from the pages of Hellboy. Now, originally, obviously, it's a creation by Mary Shelley. Frankenstein relates to the Doctor who created him. Now he's called the monster. I prefer the term creation, but again, it's tomatoes really. So we'll go through the facts of that. For me, it will always be called Frankenstein's creation. So when we look at this comic again, what we're looking at is a lot of backstory. It's trying to place the creation in the world. So it starts. This is the first 5 pages you'll see flicking through. So it starts off quite slowly, but what will begin to happen is that we'll get the backstory of how the creature creation or whatever got to the point where he is. So you can see that as his life's gone on, he's been pretty much treated like crap. But what Stenbeck does really well is it gives him great emotion. When you look at his face, you can see his anguish, his pain, about the hatred he has for himself and the loathing, and that's really strong, because the more you read it, the more you just feel for this character. You can't help but empathise with him. So as the thing goes on, we learn more about his situation in the world. There's a little bit about of some people that are going to be obviously integral in the story from a negative point of view, but I won't spoil that now. But as the story threads come together, you can see the way that this story is being built. You see the fact that Frankenstein really is a character that you can't help but sympathise with, but also one that you can't help but think, my God, this dude could do some damage. And that really does give him a nice little balance between their physicality and the emotion as well. So it's definitely a series worth keeping an eye on. I love the first episode, but first issue, sorry, not episode. But I will say that I am a Frankenstein nut, and I do love anything to do with this whole area from Mary Shelley. So, but as far as I'm concerned, this is definitely a pickup. So, if you do like Mignola's work, or you do like anything to do with Frankenstein, then don't be afraid to jump on board and leave a message below. Okay, take care. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again.